My name is Jason Robbins. I'm Joey Porter.
I'm Nico Katrambis.
I'm Mia Moselle.
And I'm Colin Kress, and we represent StudentLink, the online platform that allows small colleges and students to connect. I want to introduce you to John here. John is an 18-year-old senior in high school, and throughout his 4 years, he's had a really difficult time maintaining a strong GPA, and even worse, his ACT and SAT scores are both average, or below average. John is running out of time, and with that sinking feeling of hopelessness and despair, with only 3 weeks left until college applications are due, he doesn't think he can make it in any college. But then upon talking to his college counselor, she has him sign into StudentLink. John can now rest assured knowing that he can attend universities such as Judson here. Judson, just a 20-minute drive away, has an undergrad of about 10,000 or 1,000 students, which is 3 times less than Barrington High School, and they struggle to fill certain foreign language majors. Now you might be asking, why does any of this matter? Why can't they just market more? As seen in this demographic, a single undergraduate marketing towards a private institution is around 4 times more than it is to a public institution. This process is often time-consuming, stressful, and oftentimes it doesn't even get the small colleges' points across. So we set out with the goal to create StudentLink, the online database that connects undecided students to find their right connection at a small university such as Judson. Unfortunately, we do not have a website up and running, but these are some of the screenshots that we are planning, or some of the screenshots of what we are hoping are going to look like when we get our website up and running. So here the student will then create his profile, and then he'll fill in all of his information, and then the colleges would pay to get the access to that. And then the student, such as John there, could then look at different colleges in the area. And now Jason will be going on to talk about market research.
So our target market is high school upperclassmen ages 16 to 19 years old. Now these students would be those who are undecided on what they want to do for the future and may not be the best high school students academically. However, they have personality traits that would be useful for their future and for colleges wanting them. Now our main customers are smaller D3 and private institutions. Now these colleges may not have as much money to market as their larger counterparts do, and they have a small student population, and they spend actually more than they do than bigger colleges. So our market potential is very large, with our total addressable market standing at $12.1 billion. I got this number by multiplying the number of students enrolled in private institutions across the nation, multiplied that by the cost to recruit just one undergrad student. And with our serviceable addressable market, we focus mainly in Illinois, with 72 small and private colleges in the state. I got this number by multiplying the 72 multiplied by average attendance at each of these colleges, and I multiplied that by the cost to recruit just one undergrad student. We are hoping to target these 72 small colleges in Illinois. So our main competitors are indirect is Naviance and College Board. Naviance College Board focus mainly on career choice, and especially College Board with SAT scores and the AP tests. Our main direct competitor, however, is CapX. They bring up almost every college across the nation. However, they don't focus a lot on smaller colleges and institutions, which we hope to do with our website, and to bring a focus more to these smaller colleges who don't have as large of a reach as bigger colleges such as Michigan or Iowa. Now, Joey and Nico can talk more about our financials.
Our specific marketing strategies include Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. These are mostly to recruit our students, because as you can see here by stat, 88% of Americans from 18 to 29 years old use social media, and 3.48 billion people now use social media. And we can connect with these people from this seat here in Barrington. And for schools, we are mainly using emailing and calling them, so we can set up meetings and therefore go from there. For our channels, we're going directly through our StudentLink website because this benefits us by we can have more money because we don't have to sell to an indirect competitor. We can have control whatever price we need, and there's no middleman. It goes directly through us.
So 1 unit for us is defined as monthly access to our database of students, which is $1,000 for the colleges, and of course it is free for the students. And for our sales estimates, if we look at year 1 for our net profit, we had $9,000. And how I got that number is that we assume that we can sell 20 units in year 1, and that is 3 different colleges over the course of the year. And of course they'd sign up at different times. And for year 5, our net profit is $70,000. And now how I found this one is that we assume that once we gain the college's trust, that our word will spread and more colleges will gain trust in us. And that's how I got the annual growth rate to be 120% in year 5.
On the market size, there are 443 Division III schools in the U.S. 72 of these are in Illinois, so therefore we're targeting about 16.5% of our total market.
So for our MVP testing, we tested social media by using paid advertisements to see if students would have good feedback to our product, which they did. And then we had a survey in the link of our social media account, which would have all the information that we wanted to put in their profiles. So now we have 100 students and what we want to know about them and what colleges want to know about them. And for our website, we were calling colleges and we were talking to students about what they'd want on their website. And for our pricing, we've called many colleges and they've given us feedback about how they would like to have the pricing as a monthly subscription instead of paying yearly. So for what we learned, our college feedback, they'd like to learn about students and their personalities because they don't get enough of that through the normal college application nowadays. They'd like to learn about personalities and traits that they have. And students would like to know about cool things that the colleges are offering, like their meal plans and the dorms, and just unique things about the colleges. And for the pricing, once again, we have called the colleges and they would like to have the pricing at monthly subscriptions, and the students said that they would not pay for the service, so we decided to do a free service for the students. We've had thousands of clicks on our Instagram page, we've had 100 students fill out our surveys, and we have 2 to 3 colleges interested in our product. For the capital ask, we'll be asking for laptops, which is $4,000. We'll be asking for a website, which is $12,000. The reason why the website is so expensive is because our algorithm to match colleges and students is pretty expensive. It's nothing that we can make ourselves. We have to hire somebody off of the internet to do it for us. We're also going to have to ask for $6,000 for marketing for social media platforms and to be able to drive to different colleges to be able to talk to them face to face. For our legal, we'd like $1,100, and for our liquidity cushion, we are asking for $2,000. In total, we are asking for $25,100. Our equity is 33.7%. Our money multiple is 5.5 times. Our exit is to sell LinkedIn after 5 years of our product being on the market. And our internal rate is 45.3%. Thank you for listening. Find the right connection with Student Link.
You're saying that these schools spend $12.1 billion on trying to source students?
Yeah, according to like the cost to recruit just one undergrad student, and if I multiply that by the number of students like at private institutions across the nation, that's what it
I think where you might be missing one formula on that is that's the total cost to recruit somebody, including admissions reps and marketing and print and campus tours. And the solution that you're providing is the source, the lead generation portion of that only. So your market size, although it's big, I think you can't say that the whole market size is $3,600 times the number of kids that go to public schools. It should be, you know, the lead gen part of that might be $100 of the $3,600. So you have to, I think, reduce it one step further. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Can I ask a question about your targeting? So I heard loud and clear, targeting students, as well as on the other side, you're targeting colleges. So there's the potential here to serve as that Match.com type of service. where if I'm a student and I've got these interests, and if I'm in college and I really want certain student profiles, you can send us both or connect us both so
Yeah.
kids can swipe right or swipe left, right? What about parents? Where are they in this equation?
We really haven't thought about that, but we are mainly basing it off of the students because like they're more independent as you get older, and you basically do a lot more at playground.
Okay, I'm just curious, what years are you?
Juniors.
Juniors. So you're starting your college search
Yes.
now. Tell me what how that conversation is going with your mom. She all over you, or she's like, you got it?
At least me, my parents are just like, do whatever you want. Like,
Okay, so leave it to the boys.
They give me like based off like what location they want me to be in, like how far away, but then I get to like pick between there and like a certain
Is
price
it far,
range.
is it far here that they want you?
Yeah.
How about the other guys?
I want to be far.
My mom and dad don't, they're very supportive of like where I go. It's not like,
Don't student counselors, give you advice?
Yeah.
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 Who would you want to be targeting them for
we have
Yeah.
that as well?
We have been. I emailed like 20 of them, but they didn't give a response.
I'm just saying, this is May of your junior year. If we see each other again next fall, I think you'll have different answers for you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In terms of intensity and ferocity
Yes.
of mothers in particular. And as the whole snowplow college scandal is showing, parents are highly, highly involved in this. As you consider a way to bring them into this fold, because you might have a different level of response.
I was involved in a business that was enrolling students into colleges. And the model that we would see out there they're called lead aggregators. And in essence, you would sell, these sites like yours would sell the name of a student that's interested in this type of school to the school. And the school would pay anywhere from $50 to $150 for a name. And then they were done. So your site would make money on a cost per lead. And whether the lead converted or didn't convert, you didn't really care. I mean, you cared because hopefully your service was providing value and they would get some conversion. But the cost per lead model versus a subscription model, did you put any thought into that, or when you talked to some of the schools, did you come across the cost per lead model versus the monthly subscription model?
We know that CapEx, what we're calling like a lot of schools, and CapEx has some schools under contract for 2 years. And what their model is pretty much is they have a lot of like pretty much all the schools in the nation on their website, but they ask for money when the college wants to message them on the site. So we've definitely thought about that, but subscription seems best.
Well, here's the pluses and minuses. Like on the subscription model, recruiting season is a certain number of months when a college is recruiting. Are they only going to be able to turn your subscription on during those 3 or 4 months, or are they going to be required to turn it on for the full 12 months?
That's why we did it like for like a monthly service instead of yearly, because then like more of admissions happen in certain seasons. So then they can cancel it like when.
So they're going to be able to turn it on and turn it off each
Yeah.
month.
Yeah.
Right, Nico?
Yes.
So in your financial model, didn't you assume that they were going to use it annually for 12 months, Joey?
Well, not necessarily, but in this instance, since we are assuming that's what I did do.
Yeah.
It was like at the end of the year, there was more colleges added on. I was kind of targeting this one time of the year where more colleges would join.
Yeah, so if you're going to, I think you're right, Nico, right?
Yes.
That what's going to happen is you're going to have people not buy it for the full year, but your financial model has the full year. And then one other point, and leave this topic on subscription, you assume that it's $1,000 a month in year 1, and you also assumed it's $1,000 per month in year 5, right? So if you only have 2 or 3 or 4 or 5,000 students in your database, it might only be worth, $100 a month. If you have 500,000 students in your database, it's worth a heck of a lot more than it is in your early years. So you should have an assumption on kind of a cost per impression or cost per thousand that you're your subscription changes dramatically based on the size of your database. So I would rethink that a little bit. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like your school, like, hey, if I only have access to a couple thousand people, I'm not gonna pay very much for that, but if I have access to a couple million people, I'll pay like everything for that. So I would think that, and that's the way to grow your revenue. You can add number of schools, but you can really add number of students that you can increase your price to grow your revenue.
Could you go back to your required capital slide? No, you want to.
How are you gonna build the student population? Like, you touched on something around the school database or something. How are you gonna get students to enroll in the site? I know it's free, but
Yeah, we're thinking about like reaching out to like counselors, like you said, just you can have like schools on board, because right now, our school like has Naviance, so everyone in the whole school signs up for Naviance and College Board. So if we can get like a school on board and have them like maybe like incentivize like signing up to our website or making it like required, that would be good for us. I think for getting students on board.
And would you be pitching it in that instance as an alternative to Naviance or as additive?
Probably,
additive.
yeah. Because Naviance focuses a lot on career as well, so even after college is like what you want to go into.
I think one thing you may want to do is virtually every high school in America has college night, right? And there's some colleges that go there. I would imagine some of the smaller colleges can't get the same footprint of going to all the high schools that they want to go to. So maybe you have a presence at those college nights that if you're interested in the category of small private schools, come to us because we represent them all. And you're gonna have to and sign up for them. Sign up for our website because we can give you exposure to all of these schools, and that might be a way for you to build your database a little bit. Now that you're not going to be able to go to all these college nights, so you're going to have to partner with a guidance counselor to man the desk at the college nights, or maybe think through that a little bit. When you talk to any schools, did they say, hey, I'll just turn over all our student data to populate your data site?
They're kind of hesitant to like turn over.
I bet they are.
Yeah. And yeah.
Did you ask them that though? Like
For student
can
data.
you just take your database, download it into our database, and everybody's a user right away?
No, I already didn't ask that. And they probably hesitant.
They would probably say no.
So you're gonna have to rely on students to sign up individually?
Yeah.
Did you actually dissect the cost that these private institutions are spending on trying to recruit?
One more minute.
You know what makes up the $5,000 or whatever the number was?
Well, we know that they go to like colleges, college nights, traveling to high schools, like flyers and pamphlets and stuff like that. And yeah, it's just a lot. It's a lot harder, especially for smaller schools to get that reach, because I mean everyone knows about the Big Ten schools and everything, but no one really knows about Judson or Augustana.
Have you guys looked at your school emails by chance?
Yeah,
Yeah, and so what do you think about it? What's dominating your school email boxes right
college.
now? Are you reading them? Yeah, that's what I thought.
How did you get those emails? Did you opt into something?
I think in the ACT and the SAT, you put your email into it.
So those colleges, whoever you're getting an email from, bought your list, bought your name from somebody. That's another way for you to build your database, but you need money to do that, to buy names. Because the cost of one by one, getting people to enroll in this, to build the scale that you would need, you're not going to be able to do it. You need to buy like thousands of names per school and just go after school after school after school. And when you have hundreds of thousands of students in the program, then a college will buy it for you. But if you have, hey, we have 1,000 students enrolled, would you buy this from us? They're like, are you kidding me? No way. Like, it's just not rich enough data. You're talking in the realm of hundreds of thousands.
But I totally applaud the concept that you have. I mean, you're trying to solve a problem of that from a student's perspective is like looking for a needle in a haystack. I mean, beyond the Big Ten, there are thousands of colleges and universities. How do you find the one or a handful that makes sense for you? So you've got a valid problem that you are chasing, and particularly from your perspective, it's a huge issue. So I very much appreciate that you're trying to tackle that. Michael's bringing up, they're all really important points because you're looking for revenue from the other end of the colleges.
And try to get as creative as you can in creating users, like bartering and stuff like that.
Last point.
For example, we have 14,000 students that take this class across the country. They're all juniors. It's like, perfect. Figure out a way to partner with us to you know, Hogs knows every teacher, or has the email of every single teacher that teaches this class. By the way, can you send out this little commercial, and can you play it for 2 minutes in the beginning of your class, and have your students enroll in this site? And if you do, we'll give you a drawing, or, you know, raffle for an iPhone. Like something, you know, like you can now get you won't get 13,000 people to do anything, but if you get 7,000, that would be a start. And remember, you have to buy this database every year, because it's only got a shelf life. Like, you pick your school, you're done. Like, you're over. So now you got to figure out a recurring way to buy this data and replenish it every year. And when you figure that out, you're going to be onto something that you can totally monetize.
Great, thank you guys.
Thank you.